Hello. Hopefully you all hear me. I am Idle Child, and today we've got a Super Metroid multi-category tournament matchup between Kevnastics and Maisgueuh. Maisgueuh, I know, has been the random community for some time, possibly since the first races in 2017. That was before my time. I just know he was in my first tournament with some rat, and he was a monster in that tournament, and definitely a force to be reckoned with in randos. And we've also got Kevnastics here, who has been also very active in the community, also active on comms, really likes to compete. Hasn't been a big fan of area rando. I hope his opinion has changed, but I know he likes randos in general. He plays a lot of different categories, and he's here to have fun and put up a good show as well. And today we've got light area and boss randomizer and major minor for the item split. So the boss randomizer, that means the bosses, there could be two bosses at their same locations, but at least two bosses will be at different locations than they normally are. It could be three different bosses. It could be all four of them rotated in different spots. We already have our first new item here, Speed Booster. I've been seeing this a lot in seeds for some reason. They like to give you speed early, which could end up being our progression. That could mean maybe we're going to see a late power bombs or supers. Vari is known to do that. So to see what these next couple of items are. This we know is going to be Morph Ball here in the ceiling. So Varia likes to pick a first super, first power bomb, and it won't put any supers or power bombs before that item. Now, okay, so we do have an early power bomb. So in this case, once you have the early power bomb, it'll be free to put power bombs wherever later in the seed. We'll see if the runners choose to check the Billy Maze here. Maisgueuh skipping out. Kevnastics going to check it out. I can understand both plays. If first supers are up here, since that's fairly early on, it's pretty likely that you'll find another super pack sometime in the near future afterwards. So it's not critical to get a super pack here. But the thing is, since it is boss rando, we may run into Ridley early. And having the difference between having 20 supers versus 30 could be a big deal. Unfortunately, Kev only finding a couple of missile packs there. I'm sure he was looking for a little bit more out of that play. Maisgueuh, meanwhile, choosing to at least get this item, and then, skipping out of the transition. So because it's a light area, checking that transition is not important. So what that is important, what that means is, so I'll start with Lower Norfair. Lower Norfair has two connections, kind of going, both of them leading back to Upper Norfair. So in a full area randomizer, those connections could be anywhere. That portal we just skipped by could have been the entrance to Lower Norfair. But since it's a light area rando, the two Lower Norfair connections will only connect into Upper Norfair. Croc will only connect to Upper Norfair. Trade will only connect to Upper Norfair. And so likewise, Criteria is going to have two connections to Green Brinstar, one to Red Tower, one to Turian, and one to Wreck Ship. And because of that, it's not like when we skip that transition check, it's not like we're going to find the only connection to Green Star there. There's going to be at least one more. And as long as we find power bombs and supers, which I do see Maisgueuh has picked up a super pack, we're going to have access to all of the other transitions. So I think it's a good call by both runners to skip the transition check. Maisgueuh choosing to check a few more miners. It certainly would be nice to have more power bombs. And again, if we find those early bosses, they could really come in handy. Because it's a major minor split, we will not be finding any energy tanks in minor locations. Those are counted as part of the major items. So I imagine Maisgueuh's going to be going to Bomb Chorizo next to see if there isn't a major item there, or maybe it's just an energy tank. Those can be very useful. There's often going to be a hell run involved in Upper Norfair, and the more tanks we have for that, the better. I learned recently the hell run from from the lava dive entrance up towards Bubble Mountain only requires 2 tanks, and that would be pretty tight. Finding an extra third tank could be the difference between getting that first try and really struggling with it. So runner's probably happy to find a early energy tank there. And Maisgueuh deciding to burn a power bomb there. Interesting. Only has 1. Hopefully that doesn't come back to be a problem. Finding another tank here. I know in some rat we often refer to those as trash cans, but in these settings, you might need those reserve tanks. It's good to pick up all tanks that you find until you get Varia. Okay, and now we see why Maisgueuh burned that power bomb. He's heading back to the ship anyway. Not even bothered to check the transitions. I wonder if he's going to make a play for the front of Gauntlet. That is a major item. And with Speed Booster, it'd be pretty difficult to make the check with Speed Booster and get out with only 1 E-Tank. He does have the reserve, but that'd be a fairly precise charge to try to refill mid-charge. You could even get in trouble trying to do that. Trying to pause while entering a room with the Speed Booster, Shine Spark, you can end up getting out of bounds and kind of getting soft locked. We're not supposed to be going out of bounds in this tournament anyway. Oh, but maybe he is going to go for it. This is very interesting. Meanwhile, it looks like Kev just continued on down, didn't bother with the gauntlet checks, and has found Green Bryn. So we're going to see a little route divergence here early on and finding more supers. That's always nice. Yeah, okay, so Maisgueuh is going for the spark. Be careful with pausing. I think he's going to have to pause. Maybe... Yeah, I don't know about this. This is not recommended. Don't try this at home. Is it going to work? Okay, you got it. Call me impressed. Seriously, do not try that at home without understanding the implications of going for that. Very easy to end up... Well, maybe it's not very easy, but it's definitely possible to end up out of bounds. Oh, okay, so by saving those power bombs, he's now going to be able to go through and pick up a couple more minor items, which hopefully he finds some power bombs or more supers. Those will be really nice. Choosing to play it a bit safe. This acid does a ton of damage. Oh boy, and on Kevnastics' screen, looks like he's run out of power bombs. That is a problem. I don't know if he even normally wanted to do this. Oh, he's not going to do the Mission Impossible check. Meanwhile, Maisgueuh finding more power bombs, he's going to have a little bit easier time there. Oh, okay. You know what? Kev is not as much trouble as I thought, because he does have the speed booster to get through here, and he can now farm in this next room. So I'm sure Kev would have preferred to make the wave gate check. I didn't see him make that check. I don't think he made it. And he just didn't have the power bombs to do it. But now picking up a power bomb there, he's going to pick up 4 more right here from these bugs, and should be in better shape here. And coming up to another major item, it's Space Jump. That's just a very nice find. It's not as important with the different area transitions. We can always get to the back of Lower Norfair, for example. We don't need Space Jump for worst room in the game. But it's a really nice movement item, especially since we found speed right away. Doing jumping with only speed booster and no high jump is a little wonky. Very easy to have short hop jumps everywhere, and I'm sure having that space jump is a nice find. That really helps reduce the pain of the speed booster. It'd still be nice to find high jump. Kev's a very big fan of high jump. I'm sure he's looking for it. Meanwhile, Maisgueuh a little bit further behind, but he does have more power bombs. Oh boy, Kev wasn't able to check that location earlier, was he? Oh, geez. Okay. So hopefully Kev returns for it. Kev finding those high jump boots. He'll be happy about that. Now we're really decked out on movement items. High jump, speed, and space jump. But the good news is that Kev skipped 3 majors. So I really hope that he goes back and gets... I mean, if skipping 1, it might be tempting to pass on it, but there's Wavegate, Charge Beam, and the speed booster check that Maisgueuh just checked. Looked like he picked up another E-Tank there. Okay, so that's going to put Kev just a little bit behind, but it's not even... It's hard to say whether he's even that far behind, because the it might be that the exit to Red Tower is at the bottom, you know, and then that might actually put Kev right back on par with Maisgueuh here. Ooh, Maisgueuh going for this setup without Moonwalk. Is that what I'm seeing there? Looks like he did get it. That is difficult. I suppose we might see the same thing out of Kevnastics. I know he doesn't like Moonwalk either. I'm a big Moonwalk fan. It helps that I started playing the game later when we knew Moonwalk was good. It's really not that hard to adjust to Moonwalk. Everybody should do it. That's just my opinion. Yeah, but these runners are doing very well without it, so. What? Kev turning off high jump? Can somebody clip that, please? I want to. Not sure I'd see the day. Oh man, the thing is, the high jump it's definitely simpler. I guess I don't know if I would say that it's easier, but it is a simpler setup because you could just jump straight up and fire the super. As mentioned in chat, it's a different queue. So the other setup, it's kind of turn, move, shoot. Like there's kind of a set actions that you do for it, and it's probably a little bit easier to time than the high jump one. High jump one is easier. But Kev did go back and find that gravity, so that's good. And Maisgueuh picking up his space jump. He'll be finding high jump soon, I'm sure. This is the runners have a lot of movement options for these hell runs. I mean, we still don't have Varia, and of course this is randomizer. We are doing balanced suits. That means that gravity provides absolutely no heat protection. It provides very little environmental protection, or I think it does help a little bit with acid, maybe. It doesn't help at all with spikes and stuff. It helps with enemy damage. These I believe the big side hoppers only do 20 damage now instead of 80. So definitely some parts of the game are less scary with that gravity suit. But runners will still definitely want, they'll want their energy. They'll want their enough equipment for a crystal flash if they need more health. But it is nice having all of these movement items to just. The runners would even be able to make a cathedral run if they wanted to, although I don't think there's a reason for it. They've got speed booster, and the cathedral item is just going to be a minor. And I think Kev just noped out of that wavegate check, which this means he's down 1 E-Tank, and then he didn't do criteria. He didn't do gauntlets. That's another E-Tank. Oh, okay. Okay, so using the Meridia transition. So there's going to be... This is interesting. I don't often see... it seems like usually you end up going to Upper Norfair first. But with the early gravity and all these movement items, there's really no reason why we couldn't go to, potentially to East Meridia next. Finds another Red Tower transition. There's 3 of them. Deciding what to do. Quite a few options here for Kev. Meanwhile, Maisgueuh finding the other Green Star location and choosing to just continue on through. This might be faster than going back all the way back down Green Bryn. And there's also a potential Maisgueuh may end up finding the wreck ship entrance. And I think checking the wreck ship boss is actually a good play early on before you go to Norfair. Even if it's a boss you can't defeat, like if he were to find Ridley here and doesn't have the firepower to defeat Ridley, that would still mean that when he gets to Lower Norfair, he could consider Hell runs through Lower Norfair because he's not going to find Ridley at the bottom. So, and then of course it could just be Kraid or a boss that he could defeat. So, you have finding the Upper Norfair entrance. That's the one Upper Norfair entrance, and it's not an easy one. He's got a reserve and 2 energy tanks. It is doable. But I think he's deciding maybe let's check Spazer. I'm guessing that's where he's going to go next. Let's see what we got there. If he could find one more E-tank, that would make that a little bit more comfy. But yeah, you can get dealt kind of an easier hand. You get one of the 2. Oh, Kev finding Varia. Never mind. He's not going to need to worry about hell runs at all. He's not going to be missing that wavegate item. And I think this is just ammo go mode at this point. Although ammo is very lacking. No beams at all. Maybe if we had charge beam, it wouldn't be very helpful right now. And Maisgueuh did find the front of wreck ship. I like this play. I assume he's going to take the save here. So because it is area rando, this save is unlocked. Normally you'd have to defeat Fantoon, but it's just kind of critical to be able to save before the bosses. You cannot leave the boss rooms. It's interesting. You can leave Croc room because that happens to be a transition door. So if you find Croc, you can nope out. But you cannot leave the boss rooms, even if you want to nope out. So you need to be able to save in advance. And finding another super missile. Those could be important. With the runners already having both having gravity, and I expect Maisgueuh is going to find that Arya at Spazer. I mean, they may not want to do a whole lot of hunting throughout the sea to find beams and energy tanks. Finding X-ray, that's probably going to be more of an annoyance than a benefit unless he also finds charge and plasma, but hey, it's there. It would make those bosses easier to find it. Wow, that Varia find was huge. This hell run he's doing, this wouldn't even be in logic, and I would certainly not survive this hell run for wavegate checks or wavegate checks if I didn't have Varia. Maisgueuh finding Vanilla Fantoon, which is actually good. This is a boss he can defeat, and he's going to have a very easy Matrix check, with the right side supers. So in order to balance it out a bit, you think about the high jump area would have had both an E-tank and high jump boots right next to each other. They just decided, let's count the right side supers as a major item instead of that high jump E-tank to just balance it out a little bit. And so that's going to be available now. If this had been anyone other than Fantoon, that area would have remained locked. I suspect Maisgueuh will nope out. Well, he doesn't have Varia, though. Ooh. Okay, this could be interesting, because Maisgueuh will... I expect he's going to find that Varia, but when is he going to find the Varia? He might choose to make a wreck ship play here. Oh, chat's telling me there was a rare fast there. I missed it. Oh, man. Those are extremely rare. I don't think I've ever had one in an actual run. Like a 1 in 300 chance or something like that of a rare fast. Did he handle it, too? That's impressive. I usually fire a beam, but no missiles. So it tends to just despawn if it happens to me. With the rare mid. Had a couple of those rare mids before, but a rare fast. Oof. Oh, and Kev picked up plasma here. That's a nice find, even if we don't find charge, but charge beam would be absolute go mode at this point. And it looks like that plasma beam wasn't too varied. I'm assuming he picked that up at Speed Booster. But it's not as... I mean, I guess it does help that they entered right next to Speed Booster, so a little bit higher chance that Maisgueuh will find that. But, you know, sometimes the seats are laid out in a way that you won't even go by Bubble Mountain, so... We'll see. So Maisgueuh picks up the right side. Supers, it is bombs. It's nice to not have to worry about bomb count anymore. Does open up a few more major checks. Well, I guess space jump probably opened up a lot of them already. Like the X-ray check would have already been opened at space jump. We'll see what Maisgueuh chooses to do. Okay, it looks like he's going to check the right side energy tank. Oh, interesting. He's saving and then going up. Okay. Well, it's hard to say whether this is going to be a problem or not, because if Maisgueuh finds charge here and banks on finding a beam later, you know, that's going to save him a lot of minor checks. So this is could be a concern, might not be a concern. Kev just finding reserve tank no longer needs those with the having both suits. She's going to not pick up that power bomb pack. I gotta say, I'm always worried about running out of power bombs. He doesn't have regular bombs yet. I would probably have gone and gotten that. You never know when you might just need a crystal flash just because. I mean, the runners do not have screw attack. Lower Norfair is not free. Let's see here. Maisgueuh is going to be checking these majors here at bowling. There are 2, and he's got speed boosters, so he can get to both of them. Finding an energy tank at Ice Beam. And pretty soon here, Kev's going to be looking for bosses. I expect he's going to go up to the top of Upper Norfair to see what these 2 connections are. Pretty good. Well, one of them has to be a boss, at least. All we got left is Croc and Kraid and 2 Lower Norfair entrances. Although Kev, no charge beam, which means his plasma beam is not going to do any damage to Ridley. He doesn't have enough ammo, I don't think, to kill Ridley if he runs into him. So could be interesting if he finds Lower Norfair. Do you take that risk that it's not Ridley? If he finds Kraid, it's kind of the same deal. I think you got to at least see what Kraid is. It's a shorter check. Maisgueuh just finding an energy tank. Did he check? I didn't see. Did he go to the other location? He must have. I must have. I missed what he found up there, but it must have been just an energy tank or something. Or maybe a reserve tank he didn't pick up. Because I would expect if you go all that way, you're going to at least check the wreck ship reserve. Kevnastics taking a save here. Because it is boss Rando. You know, he's not saving before fighting Kraid. But really, I'm sure he'd rather have more supers for this. To have a chance of being able to defeat Ridley if he encounters him. And even Dragon would be a little tough. Oh, he's got Speed Booster. Never mind, he's got Speed Booster, so he should be able to do the Shine Spark to get some damage. Looks like Maisgueuh didn't find anything at the top of Wreck Ship, or the Wreck Ship E-Tank either, I should say. So kind of a bust. But he is going to take this exit here, so he's going to be able to continue right on to East Meridia. We know, since one of the connections went to Criteria, the other one has to go somewhere in East Meridia, and he's got gravity and all these movement items. He will have no problem clearing out East Meridia. It's really going to come down to whether or not Maisgueuh finds charge, I think. That would be pretty big. If he isn't able to find charge, then... Although, I guess, is he It's just the top of wreck ship that he's using time on. So unless he like checks Shack and that's a dead end, he might be okay. Kev choosing to sprinkle in some supers here. Is Kev not going for the? Okay, he is. I think he is going for the Shine Spark. It is kind of tough after the first one to kind of gauge where Dragon's going to be, and he does have enough ammo. Okay, he does get the kill. Doing a Shine Spark very late in the fight is kind of risky with Dragon, so he did have enough missiles to get that kill. Obviously, going to want to stick around for the drops and see what this item is. Just another E-Tank. Maybe the seat's waiting for Kev to hit 100 missiles before he'll let him know where charge is. I don't know. We'll have to see. So Kev would also be able to check plasma. Maisgueuh not going to be able to do that because Dragon will not be killed here. We know he's not going to find Dragon here in Viridia, and that's going to keep the plasma door locked for him. And likewise, Kev not able to check that major item there because Kraid is still alive. All right, so this is decision time for Kev here. Okay, he chooses to nope out, and you know it's a long ways to go to find. This is where these get tough. Kev changing his mind here. I mean, because the thing is, okay, what if it's Kraid, right? And what if Kraid has charge beam locked up? Or what if charge beams at Fireflies? So in fact, Kev might even do. He might even go for the reverse amphitheater play and try to get screw attack too. Finding supers, that's going to be helpful. Maisgueuh who here farming up before having to fight Bachmoon. And I wonder if Maisgueuh, is he gonna... Okay, he's gonna try to get some more ammo here. I think that's a good play. Fancy skipping over that missile pack. I think it's also a reasonable play to not bother with the missile packs. Although, I mean, it could make the difference. Kev could have been in trouble there without all those missiles he needed for Dragon. So, go either way. Kev really looking for... He must be really looking for supers here. I don't even think he checked what's behind the JLPBs. And Maisgueuh is going to make this play for a major. I like this. Could be Varia. He doesn't know. Could be Charge. Although Charge wouldn't help him too much yet. That's just an E-Tank. Unfortunate. Maisgueuh really not finding... I mean, they both found so many things early on in Green Brand, and now it's gone silent. Oh, that's a wave beam. That's worth getting. It's not going to help him kill Ridley, but it's worth getting. Kev probably already feeling a little bit better about this play. It's a risk that it's really down there, but you almost got to know if it's Kraid. Or Fantoon. From his perspective, it could still be Fantoon. We know it won't be. And Maisgueuh setting up for Bachmoon. Hopefully... Okay, gets a decent pattern. Not a bad start. I think he landed 6 supers or so. Ooh, that was a little tough. Ooh, it's a good thing he saved. I think he's going to be okay, but this is not looking pretty. Now having to resort to missiles. Hopefully he just needs 3 missiles landed. Oh, with 2 missiles to spare, Maisgueuh pulled it out. Doesn't have to regret skipping those missile packs in Aqueduct. Oof. And finds Spazer. That's not what he was looking for. It's worth taking, but it's not what he's looking for. Meanwhile, Kev heading to Metal Pirates. Maisgueuh not bothering with the Shine Spark, which makes a lot of sense. That would eat up health, and with the space jump, it's really not a problem to not do the halfy or full halfy attempt. Ooh, Kev choosing to farm up here, trying to get more supers. I mean, the problem is, I don't, even if he gets 25 supers, it's going to be, I mean, he could kill Ridley with 25 supers and the missiles and the power bombs. Maybe that's what he's going for. This could take a little bit of time, though. I think Maisgueuh is thinking, I should get energy in case I fight Ridley, and then he looked at his super count and thought, oh, no, I will not be able to kill Ridley no matter what with the super count. Oh, trolling Metroids. That's a shame. Those Metroids are usually good for a drop. Okay. I don't think being full on energy manips the super drops at all. I don't know if that's what Maisgueuh is hoping for there, but he does get the super. But being full on energy had nothing to do with it, but at least he's got the super he needs. And I mean, I guess this is good information. It's Kraid, but he doesn't have enough ammo to kill him. He's gonna have to farm up missiles. Oh man, that Botchwin fight was really unfortunate. But this is not... He's got 7 missiles. He gets a couple in. And he's got... This is actually where Spazer is going to be very helpful for farming up the Kraid. So, Kraid has 2 claws. One of them is a dummy that drops nothing all the time. And this is where actually being full on health is going to help... Maisgueuh. He's going to be getting missiles more frequently. So he may have, I thought he was farming up for the super. Maybe he was farming up in anticipation for a Kraid fight. And Kevnastics going for this Ridley fight. At least he's not having to do it without Varia. And he does have enough he does have enough ammo. It's just going to be, he might have to pull out a few power bombs at the end. And really, each missed super, hopefully he doesn't miss any supers, because each one of those is 600 damage. Really going to miss out on that. Maisgueuh not happy about getting that reserve tank, but does pretty well with the Kraid fight for going in with 7 missiles and no supers. Pretty fast fight, to be honest. I'm pretty sure I've spent much longer than that on a Kraid fight where it was like a GT Classic situation where you're low on ammo, and Maisgueuh cleaned that up pretty well. Kev finding Screw Attack. Would have been a little bit more useful earlier, but we'll take it. We're still in Lower Norfair. I wonder if we're going to see a reverse amphitheater from Kev here. Maybe trying to find that charge beam at GT at the Screw Attack location. And who knows, he might even just want another minor pickup. I mean, if he doesn't find charge, he's in ammo. He's in go mode except for ammo. But 75 missiles and 25 supers is not going to get it done against Mother Brains, so he's going to need something. Oh, interesting. Maisgueuh is heading out. Did he? I thought he came in the front. Am I misremembering this? I am misremembering this. He came in the back. Okay. That makes sense. This is why I use an area tracker for my races. Because I was gonna say it wouldn't make any sense to return to Wreck Ship for Maisgueuh. But okay, so he's found Meridia. It's not going to be, or West Meridia. It's not going to be too long. He might check he might spend a little time on the Mama Turtle check. He's thinking about it. Yeah, I think he's pretty close to it. Again, if this is charged, this could be big. And really, I mean, Kev had to burn some time there with that Lower Norfair fight. I'm sure he's happy to have Ridley out of the way. It is charge. Oh, this is big. Okay. I think this may actually put Maisgueuh ahead, finding charge here, as long as he finds plasma. Although even charged Spazer with 20 supers, I mean, he could manage with that. He may actually not find plasma, so it could be a situation where Maisgueuh is ahead until we get to Turian. It's hard to decide whose race this is. Oh, Kev's already out of Lower Norfair? He must not have done the reverse amphitheater. These guys are fast. I'm having a hard time keeping up. All right, so with Ridley out of the way, Kev is for sure going to be looking for Croc, or for not Croc. He's looking for the last boss, I think. Or does he have the last boss? Did he already kill the other boss? Yeah, he must have. He's got 2 bosses down. What am I talking about? Yeah, he's already killed Dragon and Ridley. He's just got the 2 easy bosses left. So he's going to be noping out of here, I think. Unless he wants to find... He may search Croc for Charge Beam. That could be what he does. And Maisgueuh does find that Varia. That's good. That puts Maisgueuh almost in... Well, he is in go mode. It would be kind of a slow Mother Brain fight. Yeah, actually, I don't know that Maisgueuh is going to find that plasma. It's one of those things that even if he finds it, it's not going to save him that much time. Unless he also finds X-ray, and even then... Okay, so it looks like Kev is deciding, nope, not going to bet on Croc. I'm jetting out of here. We got a nice high 5 here. Kev has finished up his Norfair. Maisgueuh about to do his Norfair. Yeah, that's a good point in chat. Kev will be closer to Turian. It's just going to be whether he has enough ammo. You know, he may not find that charge beam. Is he? What's he doing here? Oh, he's looking for more. He's picking up more miners. And that is a super. That's going to help. Kev is not too far away. If he knows speed Zeb Skip, he's not too far away from ammo go mode. I'm not sure whether he knows that or not. It's not an easy short charge. And that door leaving there. Oh, Kev, is he going for Mama Turtle? He fell all the way down. He's still going for it. Okay, this may put Kev in the lead here because now he's in monster go mode. 0 problems. But he's going to waste 7 more seconds on this missile pack before finding charge. Whoops. There it is. We didn't quite get to 100 missiles, unfortunately. Interesting. Maisgueuh farming up on supers. It does kind of make sense. You know, of course, he's kind of in the same boat as Kev. He just farmed up to 20 supers, and now he's going to find plasma. Oh, he thought about wasting another 7 seconds there. Finds the plasma instead. Okay, so both runners in complete go mode here. It's just a race to the end. Kev does have a more direct route. This is, you know exactly where you're going for East Meridia to wreck ship, and it could end up coming down to the times that Maisgueuh spent in top of wreck ship looking for items. Fortunately, he didn't bother with check tool, but we'll see. Like I said, Maisgueuh is a force to be reckoned with. This is I do not think this race is over by any means. And Kev having a bit of trouble, but he does still get the 1 round on Botwoon. We are going to get to see that microwave tech one more time when we run into Fantoon. Yeah, the runners could potentially keep checking for Ice Beam. They do both have 3 Power Bomb packs, which makes Turian just a bit slow, but otherwise fairly safe. Oh, Goo going to Croc. Uh-oh. What's he looking for? I'm confused by this. I mean, even if he wants enough energy for a stand-up glitch, it's not worth it, right? Like, the time you spend getting the energy isn't worth the time you save at stand-up. Plus you just risk screwing up the stand-up glitch. It's one of those things that I know personally I've done like 99% of the time I complete, and just a couple days ago in a practice, I botched it, and I died. It's something that can fail. Okay, so here Maisgueuh is looking for. Maisgueuh's just trying to get through to the other door transition here. Unfortunately, I'm having a little bit of trouble with this gate glitch. It is frame perfect. Both missiles and supers work for those blue gates. It's possible Maisgueuh just forgot he can nope out of the croc fight. Because, yeah, you can't nope out of the regular bosses, and sometimes it's easy to forget that you can nope out of the croc fight. It's a little inconsistent there. And he did have charged plasma, so it was a fairly quick croc fight at the very least. Maisgueuh choosing not to try to look for the back of Lower North Fair, which honestly makes sense. I mean, with this layout, with this loadout, I guess he is missing Screw Attack. But otherwise, everything else that you could ever want for worst room in the game, it's not going to be a problem. Meanwhile, I've been focusing on that Maisgueuh croc fight, and Kev is already exiting. Oh, he exited Meridia, but he didn't go the back way. Now, this may end up working out for him because we saw the front of Wreck Ship earlier. But Kev doesn't know that. I would always just play for the back. I mean, especially with all of these movement items. Kev may be forgetting he's got space trap. There we go. There we go. I would definitely have gone to the back of Meridia there. This isn't necessarily too costly, though, as long as he can find that Wreck Ship entrance. And he does need to look for Turian anyway. So maybe he's thinking, well, I can get a head start looking for Turian. And again, my lack of having an area tracker here, I don't actually know which way Kev needs to go myself. This is another reason that I would have just gone to the back of Meridia. I know that's going to take me to Wreck Ship. This is light area rando. It's not full. So, just not having to even think about it. And then that Wreck Ship entrance would have taken you right back to Criteria, too. So this could give Maisgueuh a chance to get back, catch up a little bit of ground here. It's just going to depend on how quickly Kev can find. Oh, Kev, where are you going? Kev, what? Does he know something I don't know here? What? I mean, Criteria, that has the Wreck Ship entrance to it. I would think that's where you'd want to go. And meanwhile, Maisgueuh, I haven't even been talking about it. He's just mowing through these Lower North Fair rooms. I mean, this is basically like being in KPDR mode here with the loadout that he's got. No problems. Choosing to make a minor check. Okay. Supers to help a little bit. Maisgueuh might actually be for Turian too, because 30-20 without speed step skip could be a little tight. 30-25 I think is going to be good for Turian. Oh, this is unfortunate for Kev. I hope he finds where he's looking for his wreck ship soon. Meanwhile, Maisgueuh continuing to tear through these Lower Norfair rooms. Kev maybe finally realizing, yeah, that criteria, that's where I wanted to go. All right, Kev, I think, is back on track here. Hopefully he can find the wreck ship entrance. I actually don't know where it is. I didn't see where Maisgueuh found it. I think it's one of the other two entrances, though. I don't think it's this one. I could be wrong. This is Green Bryn, right? Yeah, that's Green Bryn. Okay, so Kev's going to want to go to the other two entrances at the top of criteria here. Meanwhile, Maisgueuh with charged plasma, 30 shot, Ridley fight, 6 tanks. This is not going to be an issue. He's even got high jump, which makes the minute a lot easier, so you can kind of get Ridley pogoing here on the left side. And with this much energy, he can just tank hits. You can just trade hits at this point. Just try not to get grabbed. That's a double hit and kind of a waste of time. Hopefully he can get one more pogo pattern out of Ridley. Switching over to supers now that he's got Ridley on a color change. Oh yeah, this is very nice. And Kev does find the front of wreck ship, so we're okay. That didn't lose too much time, considering he would have, if he'd gone to the back of Meridia, it's not that quick. And then the back of wreck ship also not that quick. He didn't lose too much time there. He may still be okay. And it looks like Maisgueuh still has to fight Dragon. So I think Kev is still ahead. Yeah, it was pointed out in chat earlier. Wreck ship's so much closer to Turian. That is going to probably be the difference here, just because of how far away Maisgueuh is going to be when he kills Dragon. Maisgueuh should know where he's going for. In fact, actually, I assume Maisgueuh's going to exit out of the back of Lower Norfair, and then that's going to take him right across from the entrance to the last boss, which I believe is Crate entrance. And then you'll find Dragon there. Kev, meanwhile, getting a slow pattern from Phantoon. Yep, he is going to go for the microwave. Just gets it off. Didn't quite get, he only got 2 hits in. Oh no, he did get 3. Okay, he did get it in. It just, sometimes Phantoon swings off screen there. Yeah, so fortunately for Kev, front of wreck ship, it's interesting how just the wrecked ship being the front versus the back could have made the difference. Maybe Maisgueuh doesn't bother even going to wreck ship if he finds the back of it. I thought it was a good play to at least check the boss, and I can understand the play to continue looking for Varya there. It just didn't work out. It's just one of those things. Like, I don't think that Maisgueuh misplayed the seed or anything. It's how Rando is sometimes. And this is Turian, right? Oh wow, this is a very good time too. Kev has a chance for a sub-hour, especially not having to wait for the G4 statues. It is going to be, we got a little bit of time delay here with the Metroids. We're going to have to powerbomb them all. No ice beam found. Maisgueuh's still picking up miners. I mean, maybe 25-30 is not that safe. I haven't done the math. 30-30 is definitely, that's got to be it. let's see, 30-30. If you fire 4 supers at each Zeb, plus 3 to enter, 25-30 was fine, to be honest. 30-30 is just extra safety. Yeah, Maisgueuh choosing to go for that, choosing to go for the stand-up glitch, getting that 7th E-tank. I mean, 15-10 is enough with speed Zeb skip. I'm assuming that he's picking up more just so he doesn't have to speed Zeb skip. Which I can understand. If it takes you 3 tries to get speed Zeb skip, picking up, and you already are at like 20-30 ammo, then I think it makes sense to go to 25-30. I don't know about going to 30-30, but Maisgueuh getting trolled by this door. Just go through it quickly. So if you ever get trolled by the eye door, you want to make sure you enter the room quickly. There is a glitch. It's one of the very few in Super Metroid that can crash the game. Where if for some reason a eye door particle is left on screen while the eye door itself despawns, the game decides that it doesn't need that palette anymore. It like gets rid of it gets rid of the entire the palette data or something that the eye particle needs. And that causes a timer to start that is anywhere between 4 and 8 seconds. And when the timer expires, the game blows up. So you just go through the door quickly. You don't have to worry about that. And in the time it took me to explain that, Maisgueuh has already killed Dragon. I'll check. Is he going for ice here? That might be what he's looking for. These checks looking for ice are reasonable, because if he could find ice beam, that would save almost a minute Turian. So making a 10-second check is reasonable. Kev, I didn't see whether he attempted this baby skip or he just decided nope. I would say either way, taking the refill here, not bothering with, well, he doesn't have the ammo for Crystal Flash anyway. The whole saving 5 seconds with the Crystal Flash refill, in my opinion, is overrated versus not dying. Especially in the randos, the Mother Brain sequence is sped up, so you don't get a free Crystal Flash between Mother Brain 1 and 2. You can get caught. Whereas in the vanilla game, there's just so much time there that you can easily get the Crystal Flash off. Kev, plenty of ammo. We don't even need to find out whether he knows speed skips it or not, because it's just as fast, if not faster, to just blow this all out with the ammo loadout he's got. Maisgueuh is in go mode as well. Just unfortunately, his go mode came at the wrong end of Zebus. But a good race overall. It's been pretty interesting. Really not knowing who's ahead for most of the race. And where's Charge Beam? Okay, Maisgueuh finds it. Is Kev going to find it? I mean, if Kev didn't find Charge Beam, this is still not enough ammo to kill Mother Brain. So, even if he had gotten speed Zeb skip. So it just could have been a very different race. Kev successfully damaging down. Looking for a nice ammo count. And I think he's still on pace for a sub-hour finish. Very impressive. Yeah, that's a good point, chat. The ditty that if Charge had been behind Croc, because Kev had already noped out, he decided he's not going to bet on Croc, and so. And I think another one is Charge at the left sandpit. I'm not sure that I kind of doubt Kev would have made that check. Although maybe he would have looking for miners as well, but like looking for more ammo. But it wouldn't have been. I wouldn't just. I mean, it wouldn't have put Maisgueuh necessarily in front, but it would have been a much closer race if Kev had to spend a bunch of time looking for ammo. Versus just being able to head to Turian. And yeah, this I don't understand the save here. This is another one of those things, like, if you're saving because you're worried about stand-up glitch, just don't go for stand-up glitch. You know what I mean? Like that. But it could be a force of habit thing. It could just be. And maybe he's trying to nope back out. Like, if neither one of these is Turian or something, he's going to try to nope back the ship or something. I'm really not sure. But I don't know. Maybe he just wants to. Maybe he hadn't saved in a half hour and wants to take a save. I know when I was running back to in my race, I ran past the save and I just chose to save there. So it could be the same type of situation. So maybe I shouldn't be too critical of people saving when I do it too. Sorry. All right, so Maisgueuh wiki, and this might be why he saved, actually, right here. This might be it. These Metroids. These Metroids can do a surprising amount of damage. I mean, look at he's down. He just lost 3 E-tanks on that first room. This is something I had to learn for the beamless category. There's a manip you can do on the first. If you kill one of the Rinkas first, it wakes up all 4 Metroids, and they'll come zooming towards you. And then you don't have to spend all this time carrying a Metroid with you. I would highly recommend learning that first room manip. You can save multiple energy tanks worth of damage. So this is why Maisgueuh saved. These rooms you can get hacked pretty bad. And there's Kev finishing up with a. Just go look up what the official time was. Where is it here? Sorry, get your GGs in chat while I wake up and figure out what time it is. It was an official time of 57:04. It did match the timer. Congratulations to Kev on the victory, and Maisgueuh not too far behind. This was a good race, good close match, and it really just came down to a couple different item locations. If Varia had ended up being a wreck ship, that could have put Maisgueuh, at least as far ahead as Kev ended up being. So, could have been a complete swing. It's just how randos are. And it looks like Kev is going to be joining us here. Kev, are you here?
I am, Idol. I am here. What's happening?
GG's. Congratulations on the victory.
Thank you so much. My gosh, I got so nervous in the last 10 minutes. I was so lost. I couldn't find my way to wreck. I kept looking at the race room, and I'm like, any second now, Maisgueuh is going to finish, and I've had it. And I was very wishy-washy on a couple things. There's 2 decisions I made going into the race that I was going to stick to. Number 1 was I was not going to look for charge beam, and number 2, I was going to check Maze if I got power bombs early, because I didn't want to get screwed by if my logical super pack was there. So those were my 2 decisions coming in, and everything kind of paid off. Talking to Maisgueuh in the race room, I'm thinking my decision, even though I waffled on it, I'm thinking my decision to go into Lower Norfair early was what won me the race.
Yeah, unfortunately, Maisgueuh found the front of wrecked ship, and I actually think that's a very good play to go check the boss there.
Yeah.
And it was from there. It was pretty reasonable. You already had gravity. Why not look for Varia there? And it just, of course, it didn't pay off. Varia ended up being in an easy location.
Oh yeah, when I saw both suits early on, I was like, all right, let's go. To be honest, I have a lot of respect for Maisgueuh. I've watched him race a bunch of randos, and I was really excited to draw him as an opponent. I had a feeling just by looking at his vanilla times and just having watched him race that if I played well, I had a movement advantage. So the seed I was hoping for was a lot of movement items up front, early suits, and then it was going to be a battle of who moved better and who didn't get lost. And I pretty much got exactly what I wanted. So I couldn't be happier.
Yeah, it's interesting to hear you say that your game plan was to not look for charge, but I think I saw a Mama Turtle check in there. Maybe you were looking for ammo.
So I was looking for ammo. I felt so when it came to the Mama Turtle check, I said, okay, this could be ice or it could be charge. There's a good chance, but I really went in there for a super pack and hoping that it would be something helpful. Because I figured if it was ice beam, that would help me in the Metroid rooms, and if it was charge beam, it would break open the seed. So, because I was starting to get really scared by the time I got to Meridia, I was just like, wow, this seed is very, very, like, of all the seeds to think about skipping charge beam, this seed has no supers in it.
Right. You were at, I think, at 80 missiles by the time you got to Mama Turtle, and you picked up one more.
Yeah, so it was kind of wild. I missed the wave gate glitch, which I haven't missed in a really long time, but I really suck at it. So I decided to myself, I said, okay, that's where charge beam is. You're not going to find it. Just go everywhere else, collect all the missiles you can. And then when I got to Lower Norfair, I said, there's a really good chance Ridley's going to be here. So I thought about noping out because there weren't a lot of miners to check on that side. But I figured if I found one super pack, I would have enough missiles to do the fight.
I just got to interrupt you for a second. Maisgueuh
go, please.
Getting crouch locked there at Mother Brain, but he had the X-ray. That's actually how I failed it. I didn't have X-ray to get out. The problem is Mother Brain will kick into you, but by that time you're already at full health, and the baby gets stuck on the far left of the screen. So that's where there's one of many ways that stand-up glitch can go wrong. I think Maisgueuh did that on purpose, knowing he had X-ray to get out of that crouch lock. So just heads up play there to use the X-ray and avoid getting that baby get stuck off to the left side.
Oh, so a couple minutes after I finished, I just I wanted to pop in and see where Maisgueuh was to see how long the race would go. And I heard you talking, did Kev go for baby skip? I was going to go for it, but I've had D-pad issues this entire race. When I'm trying to just go left, it also does like a down input at the same time.
Oh.
So yeah, so if anybody watches my stream of this, they're going to see me shaking my head in frustration so many times because I couldn't get my controller the way I wanted to.
You could lose quite a bit of time going for it and not getting it, so just going for the damage down is a good play.
Yeah. Oh good, I can stop my local recording. But anyways, Idle, thank you so much for jumping in and doing comms at the last minute. As of this morning, we did not have a channel for this race. And then I did comms with Tracy for an earlier match, and she said that we were able to get a channel. So thank you so much for jumping in and doing comms for us. I think you do a really great job on commentary, especially for somebody who's very new to it. So, I'm really excited. I'm really looking forward to watching this one back. And I couldn't be happier. My first race I won, I did not get a restream, so I was really kind of hoping for this one. Just because, it's cool. People get to watch. You have an audience. It's kind of one of the bonuses to doing this. So I'm just really happy for it. I'm really looking forward to I'm really looking forward to Chozo week. Even if I suck and I get a bad seed or whatever, so what? I love Chozo. I've only done one Chozo seed prior to this tournament, and I've done maybe about 10 or 15 practice seeds so far. I love Chozo. That one's a lot of fun.
And Maisgueuh has finished with an official time of 1:03:54. Get your GGs in for Maisgueuh.
GG.
And thank you for the kind words, Kev. I was happy I could help out. I know you're always helping out with the comms, and I feel like we should return the favor.
Thank you, Magoo. By the way, Magoo, GG, and thank you so much for accommodating my schedule and racing. And I hope you had as much fun playing the seat as I did. And thank you so much.
I had fun. Yeah. You made a great time. I'm really impressed.
It's a little hard to
You
hear
told
you,
me, like,
Magoo.
"Oh, I get lost and everything." I did a good race. I was happy with my run, except I didn't find ice, and I waste too much time to try to find it, but not more than 5 minutes, I think. So you really did a great time.
I knew I had to bring my A game against you. Like I said, I've seen you race randos in the past, and you have a lot more randomizer experience than I do. So I practiced really hard for this race, and even with all the portals and all that, and then I worked really hard at it, and I still ended up getting lost. But so there's credit to you. I think you're a fine runner, and I worked really, really hard for this win. I really wanted to bring my A game today.
Yeah, I think I watched the video later to see how did you do that.
Yeah, I think I'm not a huge fan of playing area rando, although I'm warming up to it a lot. But as a spectator, I think it's absolutely one of the most exciting, especially when you get a close race like this. I mean, very exciting. So I'm looking forward to watching it back. But go ahead. I've said enough. I can't stop talking. I just run my mouth.
Yeah, it was a very good race to watch. It's major route divergence, but it was kind of hard to tell who was ahead until later in the race, just because we knew that Kev found that Varia much earlier. We knew that was going to be an issue, but charge beam could have gotten you right back into it. And then Magoo does find the charge beam at Mama Turtle, and we weren't sure if Kev was going to find it. That could have definitely made the race a lot closer if Kev hadn't found that Mama Turtle.
I feel like if I didn't go check that right there, I think you would have had the race, Maisgueuh. So really glad that I went for that check. I was only looking for a super pack over there and maybe ice beam. I really didn't think charge was going to be there, so I was super happy.
Since the beginning, I felt like the Varia was at this point, but I didn't expect for the gravity downstairs green star. Really not.
It's really hard to hear you, Magoo. I can hear you talking, but I can't hear what you're saying.
Maybe I'm far from my mic. Can you hear me well?
I can hear you, but I have
just me?
Yeah.
I
have my iPad right in my ear, so.
Yeah, gravity so early was really a good surprise.
Yeah,
where was Varia again? I forget.
It was the Spacer.
Ah, yeah, okay.
Varia was a Spacer and Gravity was a charge.
I thought Magoo made a good play. You find gravity early, front of wreck ship. I would absolutely go fight that boss, check that major, and I think from there it made sense to clear top wreck ship. And if Varia's there, this just flip the times on this race basically. If Varia's there versus Varia being Spacer, I think it came down to that. And
well, I think for me, I'm like a lower Norfair addict. So like, I always so I probably went out of my way to go look for, something that might put me closer toward going to lower Norfair, because I'm already in this area. I'd like to clear it. I'd like to clear Crate. I'd like to clear lower Norfair. So I was kind of hoping for an early Varia. Like I said, I planned my race. I really wanted to get a full movement and suit seed like right away. The luck I had today was just stupid. I'm so happy. Well, anyways, yeah, but thank you so much for racing. I don't have too much else to say. I'm sorry, I can't stop talking, but I do have to get running. I have work I got to prepare for, and I'm just so thankful for all of you. So thank you so much, everybody.
Yeah, same for me. Nothing to add. You told everything.
Thank you much.
Yeah, and thanks for
thank you guys for the race.
Nice,
everybody should just follow our runners here. Yeah, I don't have too much else to say too. Thanks to the tournament organizers to make it easy for me to jump on comms here at the last minute. It was a pretty simple process, so that's good.
All right. See you next week.
Sounds good. See you next mission, and Maisgueuh, good luck in the next round.
Yeah, same. Thank you. Goodbye.
And Idle, good luck in whatever upcoming race you have.
Yep.
All right, take care. See you next mission.